Chosen one. From the moment the veil parted and your name began echoing through the invisible realms, heaven responded. Not with noise, not with drama, but with a silent radiance that could not be hidden. You were marked from the womb. Before they saw your face, heaven saw your light. Before you spoke your truth, your frequency already spoke for you. They tried to silence you. They tried to erase you. But you were written in the ether, etched into the divine archive. Anointed before man could ever approve you. And now your name is being whispered in rooms you've never walked into. Your image is being passed around, not to honor you, but to harm you. They sent your photo to the dark, but the darkness didn't smile. The darkness didn't laugh. A darkness trembled, because what they forgot was that even in an image, your energy cannot lie. You are encoded. With glory, you carry the seal. The moment your face entered their ritual, the spell broke itself. No conjuring can bind what God has crowned. No incantation can touch a soul that walks with fire on its feet. They sent your picture to evil, but evil couldn't hold it. It burned in their hands. It spoke in a voice louder than their chants. It shook the ground beneath their altar, because you are the altar. You are the fire. You are the light they can't swallow. Chosen one, you're not here to be hidden. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be revealed. Now the revealing has begun. Your silence was thunder. Your stillness was movement. Your presence was prophecy fulfilled. They talked about you because they couldn't stop feeling you. They plotted against you because they couldn't control you. They studied your energy because it terrified them. Why? Because no matter how many times they tried to replace you, copy you, mirror you, they failed. You are the original. You are the code. You are the divine frequency dressed in flesh. Your photo did not deliver a curse. It delivered a warning to the unseen. This one is covered. This one is called. This one belongs to the light. And now they know not to speak your name without trembling. They know not to peer into your path without consequence. They know that every scheme backfires, that every hex loops back, that every whisper awakens angels, because you are not unprotected. You are surrounded. You are insulated by realms they will never reach. Say this aloud. I don't chase safety. I am safety. I am the flame they cannot contain. You are no longer in hiding. You are no longer shrinking. You are no longer waiting to be understood. You are not sent here to play small. You are sent here to rearrange atmospheres, to remind spirits who you are, without ever raising your voice. This is why your photo disturbed them. Because even in silence, you declare heaven. Even in stillness, you command attention. Even through pixels, you broadcast truth. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to retaliate. You don't even have to speak. You just have to remain. Remain rooted. Remain radiant. Remain in your knowing. Because when heaven is your witness, you don't need an audience. Let them talk. Let them chant. Let them try. They will only reveal to themselves what God already revealed to you. You are untouchable. You are sovereign. You are chosen. And your light, it's not a secret anymore. It never was. Chosen one. You didn't lift the sword. You didn't return the pain. You didn't have to speak a single curse. And yet judgment began, not by your hand, but by the laws that govern spirit, by the echoes of energy, by the justice written into the bones of the universe. They thought they got away with it. They thought your silence meant weakness. They thought your light could be dimmed without consequence. But what they didn't see was that the moment they touched a chosen one, they activated a system older than time, a system that never misses, a system that never needs permission to restore balance. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need to explain. You didn't need to defend your name, because your energy, speaks. Your path responds. Your destiny defends itself. And now, the same ones who laughed at your pain are coughing on their own shadows. The same ones who plotted your fall are slipping into the pits they dug. The same ones who sent energy of destruction are being consumed by the very winds they stirred. This is not karma. This is divine recalibration. This is sacred law correcting an imbalance. You never had to fight back, because you were never alone. Heaven was watching. Your ancestors were recording. Your spirit was testifying in realms no man could access. Now, they are paying. Not because you demanded it, but because truth cannot be violated without consequence. They're losing sleep, losing peace, losing momentum. Because what they touched was not just you. They touched God's assignment, spoke against what heaven had sealed. They misjudged someone protected by covenant. And now the very things they built on your brokenness are collapsing. Now the false masks they wore are falling in public. Now the seeds they sowed in secret are sprouting in the open. You don't need to clap. You don't need to boast. You don't need to point fingers. Just walk. Just breathe. Just rise. Because your life is the sentence. Your glow is the evidence. Your restoration is the response. Let it be known, you don't carry vengeance. You carry vibration. And that vibration is aligned with divine justice. Say it aloud. I don't need anyone to fall for me to rise. I rise because I was always meant to. Their collapse is not my focus. My ascension is my truth. You never asked to be their lesson, but you became one. Not by force, but by being. You don't punish, you reveal. You don't attack, you awaken. And now, even your silence screams. Even your stillness convicts. Even your success exposes every lie they told. Let them watch, let them wonder, let them regret. That's not your burden. That's the mirror of their own choices finally reflecting back. You didn't curse them. Their own actions looped back to them. You didn't hex them. Their own words summoned their reality. You are not their enemy. You are their awakening. And awakening hurts when you've been asleep for too long. So walk with no guilt, no bitterness, no need to see them fall. Because the more you rise, the more their shadows tremble. You don't owe them understanding. You don't owe them closure. You owe yourself freedom. And you've earned it. You've healed through what others never even apologized for. You've glowed through what should have buried you. You've chosen peace over power. And now your peace has become your power. This is divine order. And you are walking proof. Let your life speak. Let your light continue. Let the law of return fulfill itself. You didn't judge them. You didn't curse them. You simply survived. And that alone was enough to shake the gates of hell. Chosen one, you are not a copy. You are not a replica. You are not here to blend in. You are the original blueprint. Before time took shape, before your name was ever spoken aloud on earth, heaven inscribed your frequency into the fabric of existence. You are the breath between dimensions. You are the code that cannot be cloned. You are the sacred pattern carved by divine hands once, and once only. They left you because they thought you were replaceable, but now they search in silence. Scroll through profiles, compare voices, watch others hoping to find your echo, but you do not echo. You resonate, and the resonance of your spirit, it can't be borrowed, it can't be mimicked, it can't be manufactured. They tried to find another you, but every attempt fell flat, because you are not a moment. You are a mantle, and mantles cannot be transferred by emotion, or desire, or regret. They are assigned by source sealed in spirit. They thought your silence meant emptiness, but your absence is loud. Loud in the rooms they now walk into. Loud in the hearts they try to attach. 2. Because what they're truly missing isn't your voice. It's your essence. Your energy was a sanctuary they didn't recognize. Your presence was a portal they tried to close. And now that the door is sealed, they realize it led to a realm they'll never access again. Say this aloud. I am not a product. I am a presence. I cannot be found again because I was never lost. They tried to recreate you, but no one carries your light. They tried to summon your traits in others, but the frequency doesn't match. The soul doesn't align. The divine doesn't repeat, because when heaven made you, it did not use a template. It used purpose. It used fire. It used prophecy. You are not their type. You are their turning point. You were sent not to please, but to awaken. Not to be easy, but to be eternal. They walked away thinking they could upgrade, but there is no upgrade from divine design. There is only longing, only hindsight, only regret. Let them seek. Let them search. Let them try, because what they truly crave is the version of themselves that could have stayed in your light. But that version is gone, just like the door they slammed behind them. And you don't chase. You don't compare. You don't explain your rarity. You stand. You glow. You radiate what can't be duplicated. You are the original manuscript, not a chapter in someone else's book. And your story doesn't wait for acknowledgement. It unfolds whether or not they're watching. It blossoms whether or not they regret. It reigns because it was always royal. Let them miss you. Let them wonder. Let them scroll through the universe, searching for your replacement. They will not find you, because you are written in heaven's ink. One time, only once, never again. Chosen one, you didn't walk away. You elevated. And when you elevated, something shifted. The air changed. The conversations grew hollow. The connections lost rhythm. Not because you were cold, but because you were ascending. You are no longer tuned to the frequency of fear. No longer coded in guilt. No longer vibrating in survival mode. You have entered the realm of resonance. And the old echoes can no longer find you. They try to speak to you, but the words bounce off your atmosphere. They try to reach for you, but your energy moves like light, untouchable to those still walking in shadow. You're not ignoring them. You've simply become invisible to what no longer aligns. You've become inaccessible to what once distracted you. You've outgrown the need to respond. And now they feel it. The space between you. The silence of a door sealed by vibration, not resentment. You are not better than them. You are just further. Further along the path. Further beyond the triggers. Further into truth. And that distance? It is sacred. It is earned. It is protected by your evolution. Say this aloud. I didn't lose people. I lost versions of myself that kept me connected to what I've now outgrown. There was a time you would have explained your glow, dimmed your fire to make others feel warm. Stepped down the stairwell of self, so no one felt left behind. But not anymore. Because now you understand climbing down costs more than staying up. Returning to old frequencies collapses. The new world you're building. And empathy cannot be an elevator you ride into your own undoing. You tried, you waited, you even slowed your pace, hoping they'd catch up, but they chose comfort over growth, familiarity over freedom. Safety over soul. And you chose the mountain. You chose the spiral staircase into the unknown. You chose your higher calling over human approval. Now the signal has changed. Now your soul speaks a language they can't decode. Now your presence reveals every shadow they tried to keep hidden. And yes, it's lonely. And yes, you miss who they were. But you don't miss who you had to be to keep them near. You no longer fit the container they once held you in. You no longer shrink to be understood. You no longer ask for permission to evolve. You are no longer reachable through guilt. No longer softened by manipulation. No longer impressed by potential. You see what is. You feel what isn't. You discern what can no longer continue. Let it be clear. This elevation is not pride. It is prophecy. You didn't ask to rise. You were called. And answering that call meant leaving behind the weight that begged to keep you grounded. They still speak your name, but it echoes into silence, because where you are now, they cannot enter. Not until they choose to rise. And if they don't, that's no longer your burden to carry. You are not cold. You are crowned. And crowns come with clarity. So walk tall. Walk quiet. Walk light. The old frequency no longer fits. The old conversations sound foreign. The old cycles lost access. You did not abandon them. You simply answered the call to ascend. And once you've seen the view from the mountaintop, you cannot pretend the valley is home. Chosen one. There was a time when their words wrapped you in fog, when their charm felt like truth, when you confused control for love, silence for safety, and chaos for chemistry. But that time is over. Your eyes have been opened. Your soul has been recalibrated. Then now nothing gets past your energy field. You don't need proof anymore. You feel the lie before it's spoken. You sense the motive before it forms. You read the frequency before the smile lands. You are not the same. You once second-guessed yourself. Now, your intuition speaks louder than their performance. You once entertained explanations. Now, your inner knowing ends the conversation before it begins. You are no longer controlled by tone. By flattery. By, I didn't mean it like that. By, you're too sensitive. By, don't make it a big deal. You've decoded the script. You've dismantled the illusion. And now, you see it all. Say this aloud. I no longer need chaos to confirm my clarity. I already know. They try the old tricks. Guilt. Gaslight. Ghosting. Sweet words dipped in subtle poison. The bait of intimacy with the hook of control. But your spirit no longer bites. Your heart no longer bleeds for games. Your light no longer flickers in the wind of manipulation. You have become a firewall. You now hold sacred discernment. Not suspicion, not fear, but spiritual clarity, anchored in love, armored in truth. Because you've sat in the fire. You've stared into the mirror. You've rebuilt yourself with your own hands. You don't negotiate your peace anymore. And when someone steps into your space now, you don't just hear them. You feel them. You feel what they won't say. Feel what they try to hide. You feel what they hope you'll ignore. But you don't ignore yourself anymore. You recognize the pattern, the sudden praise. The subtle undermining. The cycle of confusion wrapped in affection. You don't need a breakdown to validate your boundaries. You don't need chaos to confirm your strength. You've grown past the trickery. You've upgraded your filters. And now, anything false gets bounced back like static on a sacred signal. You can love people without letting them manipulate you. You can forgive without letting them return. You can be kind without being blind. Because now you understand, real connection feels safe. Real love brings clarity. Real alignment doesn't require emotional acrobatics. They may still try. They may still test. But the door has changed. You are no longer accessible through guilt. No longer reachable through need. No longer programmable through praise. You don't need to expose them. Your light reveals what their words try to hide. Your silence becomes their echo. Your presence becomes their mirror. Let this be clear. You are not naive. You are awakened. Not hardened, but holy. Not bitter, but boundary-led. Not cold, but crowned in discernment. You are the altar, now. The temple of truth. A voice that speaks even when silent. And your energy no longer negotiates with distortion. So trust the nudge. Believe the shift. Follow the feeling. You were blind once. Now, you see dot, and you will never go blind again. Chosen one, it's over, not with anger, not with noise, but with a silence that feels like liberation. Dot, you don't ache like you used to. You don't replay the memories anymore, not to cling, not to analyze, not to mourn. There is no more bargaining with the past, now no more hoping for the apology. No more reaching through timelines that no longer hold your frequency, because something sacred has occurred. The cord has been cut. Dot, not by force, but by divine timing. Dot, you didn't slam the door. You simply stopped standing in it. You didn't announce your departure. You simply outgrew the entire room. What was once a bond is now a boundary. What was once a wound is now a wisdom. What was once gravity is now dust in your rear view. You don't miss them. You miss who you are pretending to be for them. But even that version of you is gone now. Dot, say this aloud. I have graduated from that level of myself. That chapter no longer fits my spirit. The conversations that used to spin you in circles now echo with emptiness. The emotions that used to hijack your peace now pass like weather through an anchored soul. You no longer feel the pull. You no longer carry the need. You no longer crave access to what once drained you. That is not indifference. That is clarity. That is soul evolution. That is spiritual release. The universe closed the door with such gentleness. You almost didn't notice until you realized you weren't reaching back anymore. And now, the silence is sacred. The distance is holy. The end is not punishment. It is promotion. Because you learned, you listened, you leveled up, you broke patterns that ran through bloodlines. You honored your inner child by choosing peace. You became the version of you that no longer needs to revisit pain to feel powerful. There is nothing left behind that belongs in your future. There is no old bond that fits the crown you now wear. The soul contract has expired. The karmic debt has cleared. The spiritual ties have dissolved into light. You do not need to check the door. It is sealed. Not because of pride, not because of fear, but because it no longer leads to your destiny. They may knock. They may circle. They may try to pull you back into a classroom you've already mastered, but you don't respond to that frequency anymore. You don't attend lessons in rooms where you're the teacher now. Chosen one, you've crossed the threshold. You've entered the temple of clarity. You now carry your light with both hands, and nothing from the past weighs them down. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. Let them reach for a version of you that no longer exists. Because you walk lighter. You speak slower. You love deeper. Not because of them, but because of who you became when you left. You are free. And freedom doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with peace that needs no permission. Chosen one, you don't chase signs anymore. They follow you. They orbit you. They whisper back everything you once shouted in silence. You think it and it appears. You imagine it and the door opens. You speak it and the air rearranges itself to obey the frequency of your word. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. You've stepped into divine co-creation. You no longer live under the illusion of separation. You've remembered who you are. You've remembered how reality bends around a soul aligned with the divine. The shift was subtle, but now it's undeniable. Every number you see, every song that plays, every encounter that just so happened, they are mirrors of your vibration, proof of alignment, proof of inner mastery. You are not asking the universe for permission. You are designing with it. You are no longer reacting to life. You are composing it like a symphony from your spirit. You say the word, and synchronicity answers. You hold a vision and time collapses to meet it. You are not lucky. You are not guessing. You are connected because you dared to believe when no one clapped. Because you kept showing up when no one saw. Because you purified your thoughts when the world was screaming chaos. Now look, the blueprint is responding. The grid is shifting. The light is listening. Your imagination is not idle anymore. It is the sacred forge where realities are born. Your silence is not passive. God is prayer in pure form. Your thoughts are not random. They are architectural codes, sent straight from your divine assignment. Chosen one, you don't need to find the path. You are the path. You don't need a miracle. You are the field where miracles root themselves and bloom. You don't need to force. You flow. You mgnetiz ed. You become. Say this aloud. I don't search for the light. I live in it. I speak from it. I create with it. Because that's what's happening now. Every time you align your mind with truth, the fabric of your reality rearranges. Every time you detach from fear, abundance flows to fill the void. Every time you say, I am, with sacred intention, the universe moves in agreement. You are no longer a wanderer. You are a weaver of divine moments. You are no longer a seeker. You are the signal. Let others wait. Let others wish. You command with love. And because your heart is clean, your power is unstoppable. This is your new normal. This is what it means to live as one who is chosen, not above others, but aligned with the source that made you impossible to copy. Not superior. But activated. You live inside the current of divine frequency now. And it's not fantasy. It's the future you already walk in. You don't wish for signs anymore. You are the sign. You are the permission. You are the proof. You're not waiting for your breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. And everything begins with you. Chosen one. You are never waiting for the crown. You are the crown. You are not the request. You are the decree. Not because someone handed it to you, but because heaven recognized you. Long before earth ever did, the world keeps asking, who gave them the right? And the answer thunders in the spirit realm. Nobody did. God did. You didn't rise by status. You rose by spirit. You didn't earn the throne by applause. You became it through silence, through fire, through obedience no one saw. You were not voted in. You were woven in, carved into the very design of divine order. Your throne is not made of gold. It is made of frequency. Your crown is not on your head. It burns around your soul like a ring of sacred flame, visible to every force in the unseen. This is why the atmosphere changes when you walk in. This is why even those who don't understand you still feel you. Your energy announces you before you speak. Your presence aligns rooms without saying a word. This is power. Not loud, not brash, but sovereign. You don't force. You don't beg. You don't perform. You exist, and that alone rearranges everything. You are not here to fight for attention. You are here to command attention without asking for it. Because your essence speaks. Your aura governs. Your silence testifies. When they tried to copy you, it failed. When they tried to replace you, it collapsed. Because this throne wasn't built by hands. It was built by destiny. Say it aloud. I do not seek validation. I carry vibration. Because in this season, you are not just walking in authority. You are the embodiment of it. The universe bows to alignment. And you, chosen one, have become aligned. Not perfect, not without scars, but so refined by the fire that even angels recognize your posture now. There was a time you questioned yourself. No. The room questions how they ever missed your worth. There was a time you were overlooked. Now, they can't overlook you without feeling out of alignment themselves. Your existence has become a mirror. Not a mirror of shame, but of truth. And truth cannot be silenced. Let them whisper. Let them wonder how. Let them feel what they feel. But you stay seated. Because your throne is not threatened by opinion. You didn't ask for it. You became it. You didn't pray for a platform, dot. You survived the wilderness. You didn't fight to rule. You surrendered to light, and the throne met you at your frequency, dot. So now, let the winds swirl. Let the names be spoken. Let the spiritual realms tremble, because you carry something ancient. You carry something royal, dot. You carry the invisible seal of divine selection. This throne is internal, dot. It's spiritual, dot. It's unshakable. You don't have to prove it. You just have to walk in it. And as you do, watch how nations shift. Watch how spirits flee. Dot. Watch how atmospheres bow. Because when a chosen one finally sits, the entire universe recognizes its king.